So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to run through the Gospa methodology. Gospa methodology is an acronym I've been using for many years now. It stands for goals, objectives, strategies, plans and actions. So if you're a salesperson and you're looking at the arc of your sales year going ahead over the next 12 months, the first thing you need to understand the direction and then all of the engagements you need for the next 12 months. But more importantly, you need to prioritize these engagements and you need to have a prioritized understanding of what your goal should be. So that's the first thing we do. We set 4 goals for every sales territory. And these goals will look a bit like this. They will be something like maintain. You will have existing customers and existing products at the moment. You will want to maintain those relationships and the income from them. The second one, of course, will be defend. And the defend will say, it should be maintained, but the competition are nibbling at this, or the economic circumstances currently are forcing me to review these positions in a defensive sense. The third one will be win. And we're going to talk about the pipeline a bit later on, how we predict the risk analysis and how we make sure we don't get into scabby dog territory with new business we need to win. And then finally, what you might find is we've got a gap against our sales target, so we're going to have to go and identify certain new white space areas of activity. So maybe we now need to go and eat some of our competitors' lunch. We need to go and steal some business elsewhere. So there's our first one. We said, what are our goals? And the 4 goals could be maintain, defend, win and identify. Now what we haven't done yet is we haven't prioritised them. You need to then look at your year and say, out of those 4 goals, which is the most important thing? Now for most people you're going to find number 1 is going to be win. I've got a whole pipeline of business, customers that I need to engage with, either upselling or winning new business. Usually that's it. Regularly at the beginning of the year, because we never have enough business to look at the whole arc of the sales year, regularly our second goal is identify. And this is where we have to identify to fill the gap. Then, defend is usually our third objective. We look at these goals in a priority sense and say, if we have won the new business and if we're working towards filling the gap, we now need to dig our trenches and actually dig in and say, how can we keep the business we need against the competition? And then finally, just the run rate business, the burn rate business we know is going to come in. We're going to maintain that. So here's our first set of goals. Win, identify, defend and maintain. Beneath each one of these, we then need a way of measuring them. The normal way we measure them is with a series of 5 objectives. The first one carries a pound sign. Each one of these objectives will have a sales aspect. We need to return income from each one of these. Revenue, profit, sales. Second, if you're a sales manager, you may have direct reports who own part of the target. If you're not a sales manager and you don't have people reporting to you, what you might have is you might have a target account or many target accounts. Businesses you want to go and win, or businesses, if it's maintained, you need to keep. Then what we have is we have campaigns. We have campaigns that we're working on all the time. These are our campaigns that we want to win. These are campaigns we need to defend, or these are identification marketing campaigns. The fourth one is we will have, and I draw this with a bad spanner just to see, these are the product groups that we're working on. The product groups, all of the things that you have, which are your existing products or your new products. And then finally what we have a clock ticking as an objective. Usually we will break it into 4 quarters. So we have quarter 1, 2, 3 and 4, and these then relate back to the pound sign. How much do we need to bring in over the next year on a quarterly basis? Each one of these objectives will carry a series of strategies. Account strategies, marketing strategies, defensive strategies, new business, new product. Under each one of these we'll have a series of strategies. Then finally under each one of the strategies we'll have some plans. And the plans answer the question, who does what, when, where and how. So each one of these strategies will carry a series of plans. If we arrive at this point, we would then call it a strategic plan. It's a plan that answers and develops a strategy. Ultimately, behind each plan, each salesperson can only do one of three things. They can get in the car and go and visit a customer. Face-to-face involvement, face-to-face selling. Second, you open up the laptop or the PC and you send an email or a message to a customer. So I have some written communication, and that might be for a request or a response. Now the third one is pick up the phone. Pick up the phone, voice-to-voice conversation, and that might be to arrange an appointment or at the end of the engagement close the deal. They are the three actions that any salesperson can do to deliver a plan, which is part of a strategy, which will give you the objective, which will maintain the prioritised level of goal achievement. So that's what Gospa is. It's very straightforward, although there's a lot of work at the beginning of the year. Very straightforward, but very structured. Okay, just three very quick questions that I regularly get asked. Number one, who uses it? I've been using Gospa now worldwide, and I have thousands of people who use Gospa in many different industries. Industries as diverse as financial services, manufacturing, information technology, and education and university services. So, diverse industries. Geographically, this is being used, the RDC Gospa matrix is being used from Moscow to Los Angeles, from Los Angeles to Shanghai, and from Shanghai to Bootle. It's being used all over the world. And as I say, I've got thousands of people who use it intelligently. The main reason they use it, because it helps them hit their target. It helps managers assuredly plan for everyone in the team to hit their target. It helps managers give direction to the team when there's concern about whether the target's too big or too difficult, or economic circumstances are making it difficult. And then finally, for salespeople, why do they use it? They use it because it helps them to assuredly hit their personal target on time with a plan. So when they go out every day and they work all day, all week, when they're working towards an intelligent plan, which is an agreed set of strategies in the business with measurable objectives so everyone knows how well we're doing, and then it gives a prioritised direction on the goals. So that's what Gospa is. People use it all over the world. They use it to hit their sales targets, and they use it to maintain cohesion on terminology and direction. Thank you.